Using Gmath for Google Forms to include mathematical expressions and graphs. To include Gmath into a Google form, it's an add-on, and I need to download the add-on to Forms. If I bring up a blank Google form and I click the three dots in the upper right-hand corner, and I select add-ons, I can quickly search Gmath, or once it appears on the home screen, I can just hover over it and select download or install. And in which, if I go to the add-on icon, which is a puzzle piece, I'll see Gmath for Forms when you know it was successfully downloaded. So say I have an assignment, whether it's a homework, classwork, some sort of assessment, and I want to turn it into a Google form. So obviously would include the student's name with a short answer response, and probably the block, which I'll make that into a multiple choice. But say this form is on quadratic equations, and imagine I have an old homework, classwork here, and I want to solve this equation, and I want to put that into a Google form. I'm going to open up Gmath. So if I hit the puzzle piece and I select Gmath for Forms, we have different options. We're going to create a mathematical expression, and you'll see the window pop up here. So the question title may be Solve or Solving Quadratic Equations Problem 1. And I'm going to scroll down into this area here is where I'm going to put in the problem with all of its functions. So I'm going to take this out, and I may write solve, and I'm going to split screen this so we can see. Now what Gmath provides is if you go to the bottom, all of the functions, formulas that you need, and we can alter all of these, which is really neat. So this is what Gmath has to offer, and there's a lot more. So I have solve. I need to include an x squared. So I'm going to look for x squared, which would be right here. So once I click, you can see x squared with the a. I can take the a out and put a 2. Then I want to plus x, so I can just do a plus sign on my keyboard, scroll down, and I can actually, for x's, I can just type x on my keyboard, minus 4, doing it all on my keyboard equals 0. You can see the preview here. This is what I'm going to solve. And if I want to jump to a new line, I just can't hit enter, because then the preview will show it all on the same line. So what I have to do is scroll down and you'll see new line. Going to select new line, and what Gmath provides are these two diagonal lines, in which whatever I punch in now will go below the solving portion. Space bar that out. So if I go ahead now, I can put my answers. So A, and here's the correct solution. So let's go ahead and put that in using Gmath. So I'm going to have X. If I scroll down, if I erase that, if I scroll down and let's see if we can find. Perfect. Here is what we're looking for. We can change all these letters into numbers. So I'm going to click, and you'll see it comes up here. At first it looks confusing, but they abbreviate a lot of the words, in which once you start using it, begins to make more sense and it's easier to move. So I have this negative b. Let me zoom in here. So I have this negative b. I want to make that a 1. You can see it's shown here. Plus b squared. PM, we have plus minus the square root of b squared, which I just want it to be 17. So I could take out this b squared minus 4ac and just make it 17. And then the 2a, I can just take out the a and keep it as 2. So that'll be one answer choice. I want to add a B answer choice. So I'm going to have to click near the end of the answer, scroll down. I should say scroll up actually. Let's make a new line. You can see the two diagonal lines appear. Let's say I want to include this answer here. Just another one. Obviously, math teachers know more than me. But if I go B, we can do X equals. Let's see if we can find a plus or minus. And if I scroll down, here it is. So I include it. They show in a PM for plus minus. And then I can just include the number. So now they insert this into the form. And I like how the preview is shown. I'm going to select insert. And we can see here, it's shown here. I may just want to drag this above my slope intercept. That's for later on. And now what I could include is another question type. And I'll put right below. And I'll have it as multiple choice. And just have the students to bubble in option A or bubble in option B. So now what they see when you give them the preview URL on their assignment is this. Solve x squared plus x minus 4 equals 0. A is this answer, and then B is this answer. And then they would just bubble in which one's the correct answer. You can also include graphs. So if I go back to, we can leave that there. If I go to the add-on for GMath, and let's create a graph. And the question title, we can call it slope intercept. And I'm going to go to the function. So you can see a sine graph was in here before. Maybe just to get us started, 2 times x minus 3 with our graphs. I can also include tangent, cosine, log, and I want to preview how this looks. That's how the graph is going to look. So if I click insert, so I have my slope intercept here. When you provide questions, GMath already includes an answer question, which is nice of them. So I can kind of get rid of the one I already had. So let me just delete this. So we can just call this slope intercept. And although I didn't include this in the GMath, I can make the changes here. Problem 1. We have our chart. Answer for slope intercept problem 1. And maybe I want them to write if I include a descriptive text, I'll write the formula for the graph above. I can make it short answer so the students can write their answer in. And once again, if I hit preview, what the student will see overall, they can type their name, the block. Here we have solving quadratic equations. Here's the problem. Here's the answer A and B. And I can make this two separate, a question and the answers. Then I have my graph, and I can have the students write in the formula. So using GMath for Google Forms for inserting expressions and graphs.